right, some live pictures outside. The snow is again falling.
Yeah.
It was falling this morning, and then we took a break, and now it's back.
Yeah, fits and starts today. That's kind of how it's going to be, but we're going to deal with the storm through most of tonight.
All
so
right, we have hours to go here.
Just be aware of that.
Okay.
I already got some early heckling.
No.
The snow totals were too high. I'm like, is the storm over?
Oh, right.
This is the new thing.
To go.
People are really they're just chomping at the bit. You know what I could use on social media is some reports out of the Bangor area. Looks to me like we've got sleet, but again, it's a radar algorithm, so I'd love to know. Remember, sleet pings, freezing rain clings. That's how you know the difference between the two. And so we've got, I think, freezing rain working its way into the east side of Bangor. So that's going to be an issue over the next couple of hours because things are getting warmer aloft, but they're staying cold. You can see at the surface right around 30 or below. And so that's a recipe for freezing rain, which will continue the rest of today. Now, southern and western Maine has been off and on, and that's how it will be through later today as well. You can see one band comes through. That's what we just showed you on that webcam. But you look back to the north, and there's a break in there where it will be dry, and then another band will rotate through. So it's going to be off and on through the afternoon into the early evening. This storm is way down here. Now, there's some weenie controversy going on right now. We're going to talk a little bit more about it later today, but this storm is definitely a tropical storm. However, the National Hurricane Center doesn't want to deal with it, so they're not naming it anything. But throughout the weather world, everybody is agreeing that this is a warm core system that's closed circulation, and it is a tropical storm. It's just throwing moisture all the way north into Maine. And hey, in this kind of year, why not a tropical storm that gives us snow, sleet, and freezing rain? Might as well. So the rest of today, we'll continue to watch areas that are sleet right now change over to freezing rain. So that's worse, in my opinion. I'd rather have sleet than freezing rain. That'll continue through the afternoon, and even down to Portland, we might get over to sleet for a while this afternoon and into this evening. You can see these bands still rotating through. This is 7 o'clock tonight, freezing rain, sleet, and then we might cool down enough aloft as the storm moves out to end as snow. So on top of freezing rain or sleet, I think it's going to be pretty messy. This is 1 a.m. and then the storm kind of dissolves by tomorrow morning. Good news is tomorrow is actually relatively mildish. After a day like today, we are going to be able to pop to around 40 degrees. That's going to help us out. And then as we get into Wednesday, we'll see another day back into the low 40s. So we'll have a couple of days where we kind of thaw things out. So snowfall amounts in addition to what we already have, and this is just one model's portrayal of it, but I think it's probably about right, where we've got a couple more inches, up to 4 or 5 up towards Greenville. I could see Portland getting more than 1 more inch if that band rotates back down to the south. But generally speaking, this is what we're looking at. And then ice accretion amounts here are going to be another 0.1 to 0.2, which doesn't sound like much, but I remind you that a 1/4 inch of ice is a good amount of ice. A 1/2 inch is kind of a disaster. So this is a decent coating of ice coming through later this afternoon and into this evening. Got a couple of quiet days, and then we've got something coming in here on Thursday night into Friday. It looks like it could be a legitimate snow event. Hopefully we can keep it as all snow. So all of a sudden here, in a very sneaky way, winter says, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to party. You know, Thursday night into Friday. I think this storm's a little bit more Thursday night than Friday, but then we should have a quiet weekend after that. So we'll deal with that storm as we get there. Again, this is not, you know, a disaster, end of the world storm or anything, but just watch out. That ice causes problems very quickly, and we still got a lot of storm here left to go.
And I want to make note, you just posted a message, kind of a heads up about Bangor International Airport. Expect some problems there.
Yeah, so they put out, National Weather Service issued a freezing rain advisory for the airport. So from noon to 6 p.m., they might have trouble landing and taking off because ice on wings, not their favorite.
Not great, not ideal at all.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stick with you through the afternoon. Keith, thanks so much.